If you believe that you have received salvation, and yet you continue to have desires to sin, and you continue to sin, then you do not understand what salvation truly is. In the book of Revelation, it describes those who receive salvation as those who have overcome all things. What does it mean to overcome all things? Primarily it means to overcome your natural man self, to overcome the flesh. If you overcome your natural man self and the flesh, you will no longer have a desire to sin. Is God powerful enough to work miracles, to heal the blind and the lame, to cast out devils, and yet not powerful enough to change you so that you no longer have desires to sin? This concept is no longer taught by really any religion out there, but it is all over the place in the scriptures. Jesus taught it. In John chapter 3, Nicodemus came to Jesus at night. He was one of the ruling class of the Sanhedrin, the rulers of the Sadducees and Pharisees, and he asked Jesus this very thing: what does salvation consist of? Jesus said, in order to be saved, you must be born again. Again, Nicodemus didn't understand. He said, what do you mean? He said, and Jesus said, you must be born of the Spirit. If we are born of the Spirit, we will have no longer any desire to sin. For example, the people of King Benjamin in Mosiah chapter 5, verse 2, they had felt the Spirit, and they said because they felt the Spirit, they no longer had desire to sin, but to do good completely. The Spirit, when it is with you, changes your heart completely and gives you reasons why you don't want to sin anymore. Changes your heart, changes your thoughts, changes your desires. In Alma chapter 13, Alma described the high priests of old, as having overcome sin so completely that the thought of sin was abhorrent to them. If we are to dwell where Jesus dwells, we must do as Jesus did and overcome sin. God is powerful enough to not only work miracles externally, physically, but internally. He is powerful enough to change us and our hearts, and he is willing to baptize us with fire and with the Holy Ghost so that we are changed so completely that we no longer have desires to sin, but to do good continually.